Om. Om.
ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा वष्टियं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, Bhasya, verse 48. Please read the verse 48.
सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः।
So, an ignorant person can never give up the karma action. This is being analyzed and established by taking into account the other schools of thoughts or the other doctrines about the nature of Atma. In this context, discussion of or the argument with Vaisheshika is going on. What they say is abhava, the karya, the effect, before its birth, it was non-existent. And that non-existent effect karya comes into existence. It continues for some time and gets destroyed and becomes non-existence. Non-existence becoming existence, existence becoming non-existence. It was pointed out, all pramana virodha means all means of knowledge will go haywire. You will not be, people will lose the trust in the pramanas, the means of knowledge, because an existent thing becomes non-existent, non-existent thing becomes existent. How can you take to Vyavahara? It is not possible. In that case, if you say, no, sir, that non-existence gets connected to the means that produce, like samavaya, asamavayi lakshana, samavayi karana, asamavayi karana, nimitta karana, etc. And then comes into existence. Here it is pointed out, look, any non-existence has no existence, no satta. It cannot have a non-existent entity, cannot have connection, sambandha with anything, whether it is the means that produce, etc., whatever it may be. Number 3, a non-existent entity cannot have a cause. Therefore, what you say is wrong. If you say now, no, not that way. See, look, we are not talking about a non-existent entity having existence or having relation with something or having a cause, etc. What we're saying is that karya, like Dhanuk, etc., which has come into existence, that has got the connection with the samavaya, etc., karanas. This also is wrong. Why? Because it is yet to be born. Karya, Dhanukar, yet to be born. How can unborn entity, how can it have a connection something like means of production, etc.? That also is wrong. So it cannot be, your argument cannot be accepted. At the same time, you are not accepting that the effect, as Vedantins explain, the effect karya was there, dormant, latent in the karana, but in unmanifest form. And thereafter, by the means of this production, so what happens? It comes into existence, it becomes manifest. Unmanifest becomes manifest, and manifest can become unmanifest. You are not accepting. Thirdly, you are not accepting that this is the Sankhya Mata, what is called as Parinamavada, which will be answered afterwards. It is wrong, but you are not accepting that also. So what is that? The effect karya, what is that? That means was not earlier in the cause, but because of some parinama, transformation, it became the effect. So that is the effect cause. So what over there, it was there in the cause, by some transformation, parinama, it became the effect. For the time being, how this is wrong is not being discussed here. It will be answered afterwards. Even this you are not accepting. That means what remains for you is that is a non-existent entity getting connected to something and having cause, having something as its cause, which cannot be accepted. One more problem. Suppose from mud, the mud pot is made. Mud pot is abhava, non-existent for you before its production. Is it not? And then, now we have to take one more, we have to add one more word. We have seen that. Mud pot was not existent before it was produced. Means it has abhava, non-existent before production, which is called as prior non-existence. Prak abhava. Prak means before. Prak abhava. Then it came to existence. It got destroyed. Again, no more part, which you call as what? Pradvamsa abhava. And you say that Prag abhava, prior non-existence, got connected to the samavaya karana, etc., or its cause, etc., cause, and became the karya. That's what you say. Now tell me, if this is the case, means an abhava, which you make a brand as prior non-existence, but it is abhava, it is non-existence. And non-existence or non-existent entity becomes existent in the case of a mud pot from the mud before which it was not there. Why not? What that? From a Vandyaputra, one who is non-existent, something is born. Okay, that's fine. Again, pot gets destroyed and becomes non-existent. That is posterior non-existent. Pradhamsa bhava. From that posterior non-existence, why not something is born? If something is born from this non-existent, something should be born from Vandyaputra with non-existent, from the posterior non-existent also there. Why not? Because all are abhava. All are non-existent entity. There is no distinction between this abhava is different from that abhava. This non-existence is different from that non-existence. There is no such thing at all. There was no answer. That is now being pointed out now. So, you have seen this. Ghatadehe eva pragabhavasya स्वकारण संबंधा भवति न वंध्यापुत्रादेहे अभावस्य तुल्यत्वे इति विशेषः अभावस्य वक्तव्यः. Here he takes only first the case of prior non-existence with the Vandhyaputra non-existence. Afterwards, posterior non-existence will be brought. So now here that abhavasya visheshaha vaktavya. Please tell me the distinctive feature of prior non-existence of the pot from that of means or from the abhava non-existence of the Vandhyaputra, son of a barren woman. Means here is the reason why only the prior non-existence of the pot gives rise to the pot, but not the non-existence of the Vandhyaputra. Give me the reason. That is Vaktavya, for which Siddhanta himself continues. Read Ekasya Bhava.
एकस्य अभावः द्वयोः अभावः सर्वस्य अभावः प्राक् अभावः प्रध्वंसाभावः इतरेतराभावः अत्यन्ताभावः इति लक्षणतः न केनचित् विशेषः दर्शयितुं शक्यः.
No man can point out some distinctive feature in all so-called abhavas. What are those? Ekasya abhava, non-existence of one entity. Underline abhava, non-existence. Dvayoho abhava, non-existence of two entities. Sarvasya abhava, non-existence of all entities, all things. Pragabhava, prior non-existence. Before the pot was made, it was not there. That prior non-existence. Pradhamsa bhava, posterior non-existence. Pot got destroyed, it became non-existent. Itaretara bhava, mutual non-existence. One is not there, therefore the other one is not there. Other one is not there, one is not there. Itaretara bhava. Atyanta bhava, total non-existence. Then iti, like this, lakshanataha, based on distinct characteristic features, na kenachit manavena, no human can what? Vishesha darshetum shakya. No human can ever point out the distinctive features or distinctive characteristic features of the so-called different non-existence whose names were given. You may call whatever type of abhava in the context. Abhava, non-existence is abhava, non-existent. It has no existence. It cannot have connection with anything. It cannot have cause. And yet you are talking of the prior non-existent pragabhava giving rise to mud pot, etc. So that is one thing. Then you are talking of the birth or production of mud pot from the non-existent mud pot earlier, from the pragabhava, prior non-existent. Why not then, abhava is the same, why not that pot is produced from pradhamsa, from posterior non-existence? This is now questioned elaborately. Read further.
असति च विशेषे घटस्य प्राक् अभावः एव कुलालादिभिः घटभावम् आपद्यते संबध्यते च भावेन कपालाः येन स्वकारणेन सर्वव्यवहारयोग्यः च भवति.
Continue. न तु
घटस्य एव प्रध्वंसाभावः अभावत्वे सति अपि इति प्रध्वंसाद्यभावानां न क्वचित् व्यवहारयोग्यत्वं प्रागभावस्य एव द्व्यणुकादिद्रव्याख्यस्य उत्पत्त्यादि व्यवहारार्हत्वम् इति एतत् असमञ्जसम् अभावत्वा विशेषात् अत्यंत प्रध्वंसा भावयोः इव.
See, like this. Asati cha visheshe. In there, when vishesha, distinctive features are not there. Asati, when they are not, when it is not there, means when they are not there. Distinctive features of what? Abhava. Vishesh. Visheshe, you have taken abhavasya visheshe. When distinctive feature of non-existence are not there. How do you say this? Ghatasya pragabhava eva. We have seen varieties of abhava. For namesake only, abhava is abhava. Non-existent is non-existent. But contextually, you have given different name. That's fine. So therefore, says Ghatasya pragabhava eva. Among all these varieties of abhava, non-existence, we have to say non-existences, which is not possible. But anyway, we have to take that. For non-existent entities, only this produces, what is that? Pragabhava eva. Only prior non-existence in the case of such things as mud pots, golden ornaments, etc. Kulaladibihi add karanaihi. By karanas, by the means or causes like pot maker, etc. Ghatabhavam apadyate. Happens to become an existent pot. The prior non-existence of the pot by connection with or by the means of pot maker, etc., gets the existence of the pot or happens to become the pot. Okay? Then swakaranena kapalakhena bhavena sambadhyate cha. And that pot gets connected to its cause. What is that cause? Here, instead of mud, what is taken as kapala. Kapala khena. That is, kapala means part of pot. Suppose a pot is broken, so many pieces are there. The pieces are called kapala. Means the portions of the pot. So that is how, that is kapala khena swakaranena. By its cause called kapala, it is what? Sambandhyatecha. It gets connected. And thereafter what happens? Sarva vyavahara yogascha bhavati. For some time, it becomes fit to deal with or use it. You fill the water in that, you boil something in that, like that. Sarva vyavahara. That is what we have sarva vyavahara. Whatever utility is there from a mud pot. If it is a golden ornament, whatever utility is there, the golden ornament, like that, it becomes fit for all these dealings or these doings. Yogesha bhavati. Fine. You are accepting only in the case of who? Pragabhava, mud pot, etc. Now, he says, two, but. What is then but what? Anvaya like this. Tu ghatasya eva pradvamsa bhavaha. Ghatasya eva pradvamsa bhavaha. Abhavatve sati api. Abhavatve sati api. Na, what is that? Sambadhyate. Or na, no, not sambadhyate. Na ghatabhavam apadyate. In the case of posterior non-existence. But contrast now. Ghatasya eva, of that pot only. What is it? Pradbhamsa bhava. The posterior non-existent, it says, abhavatve satyapi. Even though it is also a what? Abhava, non-existent entity or non-existence. Even then, what happens? It doesn't become what? A pot, etc. You have to take that for granted. So therefore, satyapi, na means what? Ghata bhavam na apadyate. Na means you have to add there. Ghata bhavam na apadyate. Only prior non-existence becomes the pot and not the posterior non-existence of the same pot doesn't become the pot. Iti, you have to connect it. After the word coming is that asamanjasam. In between many things are told. This statement of yours is asamanjasam, wrong, incongruous, not given to reasoning. So how that it is explained now? Pradvamsadya bhavanam na kvachit vyavahara yogyatvam. So pradvamsadi abhavanam. Other types of non-existence. Pradvamsa is what? Posterior non-existence. Other you have to take as that anyonya bhava, atyanta bhava, like that many were told of this. Na kvachit vyavahara yogyatvam. They don't become pot, etc. Some effect, and which is useful for vyavahara, for our use. Doesn't happen. And yet you are claiming this. What is that? You have to add there, and yet. Tathapi, you have to add a tathapi, and yet. What happens according to you? Dvenukadi dravyakyasya pragabhavasya eva utpatyadi vyavaharatvam iti etat asamanjasam. And yet, tathapi, and yet to be added there, tathapi to be added, dvenukadi dravyakhyasya, of the entities, dravyas like dvenuk, trinuk, etc. Their pragabhavasya, their prior non-existence only, utpatyadi vyavaharatvam, shakyam to be added, is capable of giving rise to the birth of Dhanuk, etc., and further Vyavahara, utility of them. Iti, this statement of yours is what? Etat. Etat means acceptance of such stand by you. What is that? Simply now, prior non-existence becomes pot, etc., Dhanuk, etc., becomes useful. But Pradvamsava, posterior non-existence doesn't become so. Come on, give the reason. Iti etat. This acceptance statement of yours is asamanjasam, wrong, incongruous, not given to any reasoning. Why? Because abhavatva vishesha, the avishesha, there being no distinction between the so-called any type of abhava, non-existence. Abhavatvasya avishesha. Vishesha means distinction. No distinction between any type of abhava. Avishesha. Atyanta pradvamsabhavayo. There, before that, had pragabhavasya. The posterior non-existence is what? Not at all different from what? Atyanta pradvamsabhavayo. Because the talk of pradvamsabhava, the posterior non-existence, lasts forever, totally. Always it is non-existence. Whereas prior non-existence ends and the mud pot or Dhanuk, etc. come into existence. This is what they say. So therefore, this abhava being same, one, in the ways of one, the abhava ends. Other case, it never ends. Atyanta, total non-existence. Asamanjasam. It is wrong. It cannot be accepted. For which, see the argument. Vaisheshika wants to wriggle out. And he gets trapped because he goes against his doctrine. For which now either Vaisheshika or some observer raises his doubt. Read Nanu Naiva.
ननु न एव अस्माभिः प्राक्-अभावस्य भावापत्तिः उच्यते.
See, sir, take the Anvaya. Nanu asmabhihi pragabhavasya bhavapattihi uchyate. Naiva uchyate. Bhavapattihi naiva uchyate. Sir, we don't accept. Who? Vaisheshika. All time he was saying the same thing. When he was cornered, he said, we don't accept what? From prior non-existence, the bhavapatti means gaining some existence in terms of pot we don't accept. Not that birth of pot they don't accept, but they don't accept that it is born from non-existence. He says, if you say so, my dear sir, you are going against your Siddhanta, your doctrine. What is it? From Abhava, Janukadi are born. And yet, for the sake of argument, we accept your statement. What you have said, we don't accept the birth of pot or Januk, etc. from non-existence. Which is against your doctrine, but we accept it for the time. That means, what you mean by that? From an existent pot or Dhanuk, etc. before birth, what is born? Pot or Dhanuk, etc. born. You have to accept it. It is born. Abhava, you are not accepting. You have to accept bhava. Only two possibilities. A thing is or a thing is not. Thing is not, you are not accepting. Okay. Means you are accepting for a thing which was. What is that? Pot, mud pot, or Dhanuk, etc., which were existent earlier, and now they are born. How they are born? As Dhanuk, etc., pot, etc. What does it mean? A given existent thing is born as the same existent thing. Pot is born as a pot. Ornament is born born as ornament. Is it given to any pramana? Does an existent entity is born again as the same entity? This also is against the pramana virodha. That is what is now told. Continue. Bhavasya.
भावस्य एव हि तर्हि भावापत्तिः यथा घटस्य घटापत्तिः पटस्य वा पटापत्तिः.
Tari. What is tari? In that case. What is in that case? If you do not accept that from non-existence, existent entity is born, then you have to, perforce, you have to accept this. Then what you mean by this is bhavasya eva hi tari bhavapatti. Bhavasya eva, of existence itself. Bhavapatti means becoming existence. Existence itself became existence. Just illustration. Yatha, just ghatasya ghatapatti. A pot becomes pot. Patasya va patapatti. A cloth becomes a cloth. Here also, what happens? As we have pointed out earlier, from abhava, bhava is born, all pramana virodha, same drawback applies here. So, Bhasya concludes with this. Continue.
एतत् अपि अभावस्य भावापत्तिवत् एव प्रमाण विरुद्धम्.
This also is against pramana. A given thing is not born as the same given thing. Where do you find this? If that is the case, do you know what will happen? Without investment, without business, your money will go on multiplying. You have 1 crore rupees, let us say, existent. It is born as what? 1 crore rupees. Again, it is born as 1 crore rupees. Maja, maja. A given entity is born as the same entity is absurd. Foolishness. So therefore it says, etadapi. Even this means what? An existence becoming existence, or existent entity becoming born as the same existent entity is what? bhavapatti vadeva. So that abhavasya bhavapatti vadeva. Like the earlier argument we have seen, non-existence or non-existent entity becoming existent. Like that only pramana viruddha was shown. Pramana viruddhatvam. So that is against the pramana. Just as from non-existence, something existence is not possible. From non-existent entity, existent entity is not possible to be born. So also from the existent entity, same existent entity being born is absurd. No pramana is what will tell you this. So therefore it is what? Pramana viruddha. Against pramana viruddha, also of course, apasiddhanta, against your doctrine. With this, Abba, Vaisheshika is over. Now Sankhya Mata comes, called as Parinamavada. We need not bother much about that because it is dismissed based on the same arguments given for Vaisheshika. There is no difference, only words differ. Otherwise, arguments are same. So Bhashyakara mentions and just dismisses. This is not different from the trend or whatever the arguments we were followed in the case of Vaisheshika Mata. And now, read Sankhyasapi.
सांख्यस्य अपि यः परिणामपक्षः सः अपि अपूर्वधर्मोत्पत्तिविनाशाङ्गीकरणात् वैशेषिकपक्षात् न विशिष्यते.
Now, Sankhyasapi Apaksha, the stand taken by followers of Sankhya school of thought. What is that? There they call it a Yaha Parinama Paksha. Paksha means Vada. They call Parinama Vada. Parinama means a change, a transformation or modification. Let us take a transformation. So what they say, they may accept the effect is earlier in the unmanifest form. They may accept. But what they say is that cause, see, undergoes a transformation. And that transformation was not there earlier before the pot was born. And after transformation, that transformation comes into existence in the form of the pot. Pot remains for some time. And after what happens? That when the pot is destroyed, that transformation also is, this parinama also destroyed. Means parinama transformation was not earlier. Now it has come into existence. Afterwards, again it becomes no more there. How does it differ from abhava becoming bhava and bhava become abhava? Same thing. You are talking, instead they speak of abhava, you speak of transformation. But before actual karya effect coming to existence, that transformation was not there. Now it has come into existence. Afterward, it is not going to be there. Same thing like abhava, bhava, and afterward again abhava, which is wrong. So that's why I say whatever they speak of as parinama paksha or parinamavada, that is called a stand of, that is the theory of transformation. Sahapi, even that paksha, even that vada argument, what is it? Because of this acceptance. What is acceptance? Apurva dharmotpatti vinashangikaranat. See, the problem becomes here like this. Apurva dharma. No dictionary will give you the meaning unless you study Sankhya school of thought. That terminology. Apurva dharma means here dharma refers to a feature. Dharma here feature. The dharma refers to parinama, transformation. Apurva, which was not earlier. So that is which word? Na purva means that transformation parinama which was non-existent earlier. So it's utpatti. It is born as something like pot, etc. Transformation has come into existence. Then, after some time, that vinasha, that transformation gets destroyed. Iti angikarana. Because you accept this, therefore, vaisheshika pakshat na vishishyate. Your theory is not different from the vaisheshika paksha, wherein abhava is born as bhava and bhava becomes abhava. Non-existence becomes existence, existence becomes non-existence. There is no difference between these two, and that we have already dismissed. So, he may say, no, sir, we are accepting the unmanifest form and manifest form. So you can't put us in the same category of Vaisheshika which they are not accepting. Even that is not going to help you, sir. Continue.
अभिव्यक्ति तिरोभावांगीकरणे अपि अभिव्यक्ति तिरोभावयोः विद्यमानत्व निरूपणे पूर्ववत् एव प्रमाण विरोधः.
If you argue that we accept this Abhivyakti and Tirobhav, an unmanifest entity becoming a manifest, and afterwards that manifest entity becoming unmanifest, we accept. Angikarane api. Even if you Sankhyas are ready to accept that unmanifest became manifest and manifest became unmanifest, even then, say, Abhivyakti Tirobhavayoho, of these two entities. So that is that Abhivyakti Tirobhavayoho. Abhivyakti, because of what? Transformation coming into existence. Parinama, transformation, which was not earlier, now it has come into existence. Tirobhava, existent transformation becoming non-existent. These two aspects of what? Apurva dharma. Apurva dharma is parinama, transformation. Abhivyakti tirobhavayoho. That is the manifestation and cessation of the manifestation means become unmanifest becoming manifest, manifest becoming unmanifest. You of these two of the parinama transformation, vidyamanatva avidyamanatva nirupane means you are talking that parinama transformation was not earlier, now it is there, now it is there, afterward it is not there, means it is just like bhava becoming abhava, abhava becoming abhava. Puravadeva, as in earlier case of Vaisheshika, pramana virodhasya. It is against the pramana and therefore what? Avishwasaha. People will not have any trust in this matter. An existent thing becoming non-existent, non-existent becoming existent, there will be no trust at all in Vyavahara. The same defect applies here. So, by this, what is pointed out is, continue.
एतेन कारणस्य एव संस्थानम् उत्पत्त्यादि इति एतत् अपि प्रत्युक्तम्.
Etena, by dismissing Sankhya Mata by the same arguments given in the case of Vaisheshika, by the Karanasya Samsthanam. Samsthanam means appearance as Karya, appearance as effect. Of what? Karana. You may speak of Parinamas transformation, but Karana Seva, the cause itself appearing as the what? Karya in terms of Utpatyadi. Utpatti means Sat becoming Asat becoming Sat. Adi for the Sat becoming Asat means the Parinama transformation which was not earlier has come into existence. And now which has come into existence becomes non-existent. Adi for Karya leaving its form and gaining the original Karana Rupa. Earlier, Karya was not there. Karana became Karya, though Karya was not there. Now that Karya gives up its form of the Karya, and that is manifest form, and becomes unmanifest. Iti etatapi pratyuktam. This also is answered. Means, in nutshell, a non-existence or non-existent entity producing, giving rise to an effect which is existent in nature. And again, the same thing becoming non-existent is not acceptable because it is pramana virodha avishwasa. No trust will be there in the vyavahara. Same thing applies both in the case of Vaisheshika Mata and Sankhya Mata. They are ruled out. Now Bhashyakara establishes again, based on this argument, how what Vedanta says, that the ignorant person can never give up karma, is correct. How they are wrong is all that means pointed out. You will have a great relief now. Abba, this Purvapakshas are over. Now Siddhanti comes and reasserts that Ajnani can never give up karma. Because the question comes, you may not have thought. See, my dear sir, who? Vedanti. Oh Vedanti, please tell me, your Atma is Sakriya or Akriya? Does your Atma change and get subjected to karma's actions, or it is actionless? What is your answer? Actionless. Avikari. Akriya. Nishkriya. Is it not? When your Atma itself is totally free from karma's action, what are you talking of? Karmas cannot be given by Ajnani. Tell me, in Ajnani, Atma is there or not? Yes. Doesn't do karma. There is the question of not giving up, etc. this doubt comes. So Vedanta says, yes, sir, Atma is avikriya. No kriyas, no karmas are ever possible in the case of Atma. And yet, this drama takes place because of avidya. Because of avidya, or you call it maya at total level, because of ignorance, what happens? The Atma who is free from karma gets projected as the one who does karma because of ignorance, avidya. And so long as he is ignorant, he can't give up the karma. But when he gets knowledge, he becomes aware that me, Chaitanya Sarupa Atma, is avikriya, kriya rahita, nishkriya. The occasion of giving karma also doesn't come. They are not there. Means only jnani in the wake of Atma Jnana can give up all karmas, but not ajnani. Because of ajnana, it appears quite contrary to what the truth is. And ajnani, being identified with the embodiment which are falsely superimposed, has to do karma all the way. He cannot remain without the karma. It is not the case in the case of jnani. So therefore, jnani certainly gives up all karma. Ajnani cannot give up karma. This is now being reasserted now. Read Parishesha.
पारिशेष्यात् सत् एकम एव वस्तु अविद्यया उत्पत्ति विनाशादि धर्मैः नटवत् अनेकधा विकल्प्यते इति इदं भागवतं मतम् उक्तम् नासतो विद्यते भावः इति अस्मिन् श्लोके.
So, your Vaisheshikavada, that is Asatkaryavada and Parinamavada of Sankhyas are dismissed. Now what remains is Parishesha. The remaining thing is this. But the Sat Ekam Eva Vastu. The Sat, the ever existent principle, the existence which always is existence, which cannot change, karma not possible, ekam eva vastu, remaining one and the same entity, avidyaya, by its ignorance, what happens? Utpatti vinashadi dharmai. It appears as though it has got utpatti, birth, it has got vinasha, death, janma, marana, etc. By that, natavat, like an actor. This person, actor, now is emperor, drama, enacting as emperor. Next moment, he is enacting as a beggar. Other moment, as someone who is a great scholar. But entity is one and the same. So like that, natavat, like an actor. You can actress also, you can say. Anekadha vikalpyate. Vikalpyate is imagined in many-fold ways. Actor is same but enacts in different ways. Many-fold ways. Likewise, this Atma being one and the same ever existent principle without any change whatsoever at any time, only on account of ignorance appears as though has got the features of Janma, Marana, etc. So, like an actor enacting different roles. Iti idam, this is what? Bhagavatam matam. This is what is stated by who? Bhagavan Krishna himself. Uktam. Told. Where it is told? Second chapter, 60th verse. Nasato vidyate bhava. We have seen that. A non-existence or a non-existent entity cannot have existence, and existent entity cannot become non-existent. Iti asmin shloke, in this verse of second chapter, 16th verse. How so is being now revealed. We'll take it next time. Oh.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ